I saw the information about the CIA with respect to his brother or half-brother, and I would tell him that would not happen under my auspices. That's for sure. I wouldn't let that happen under my auspices.
Let's bring in former CIA operative Bob Baer to discuss all of this. I want to ask you about his comments there. When he's saying that he would assure the dictator of North Korea that he wouldn't have done what I'm sure from your perspective would be very important, necessary intelligence gathering from an American perspective, what does that signal?
Well, first of all, he would have to deny it. You know, admitting that we met the half-brother would be a compromise. So he's obligated to just lie about it. And that's what happens in the intelligence business. But if the CIA didn't meet the half-brother, it would be completely negligent. He would have been a gold seam of intelligence. Anything from using him for targeting against palaces in Pyongyang to the psychology of his half-brother. Because remember, Brianna, that country's a black hole, and anybody coming out, the CIA or our allies would want to sit down and talk to him. It's standard.
So he was a defector, but there's an issue with that, right? Because he'd fallen out of favor with the regime, and this was several years ago when this happened, 2 decades before his death. What would the CIA have to gain from meeting with someone who's so far removed at that point in time from North Korea's inner circle?
Remember, Brianna, that the CIA agents or case officers cannot go to North Korea. I mean, very basic things for you and a lot of people, it seem like, is this really worth it? But it is. I mean, the names, the communications equipment, who his brother is close to, it's getting inside that family, the Kim family, is virtually impossible. So this guy coming out, basic details, but very important. And even though they're dated, they're still filling a lot of gaps. And for analysts to predict what Kim Jong-un is going to do next, the half-brother would be absolutely key. He would be a very useful source.
Do you think it's possible that North Korea